So time is three bodies bound, all gathered around, that are gathered around. But if we look to the past, that we know was, there is an extent that we know was. Not denying any exceptions, we know there was a past that we know of because we experienced it ourselves. And there is a past beyond that that we know existed too, to an extent. That is true always, not denying exceptions. As that truth that is all exceptions at the same time, still is the identity true. And this comes to where there is complete possession of the long words and of the short words, of the human syntax nature, fact keeping nature. Now I would normally say, as the other 13 chiefs, as you are now learning about, of the cartoon value nature system, who came about as a phenomenon within other tribes who could no longer hold on to the identity that had been revealed to the ancients. Everyone's lineage, before sciences became tactically, criminally foreign influenced, and how as victims, even when tricked, hurt, persuaded to roles, it was through other motivations bound. So all gathered around more reasons. As Earth is round, distinctly, non-distinctly, and simultaneously from the other planets. And so, Romulus, in these movies and in this play, in these plays, I will be the Native American in different ages to show the Seeker tribe /S in the cartoon value nature system. We will take 13 counter positions for our founding parents who were forced to fake words, to collusion with natures of criminal insidiousness, natures of positive treatments and of negative treatments, of our names, treatments, time treatments, finite, active, progressive, sequence treatments, identity treatments. So no longer the great native identity pure, the perfect value progression, that completely invisible but discernible one way. Through how? The five distinct but non-distinct and simultaneous 1/3/5 identities of sequence / simultaneous nature Romulus. It has come time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about 1800s. 1775. So then we're going to have it, before our founders were born. They will sustain against these tribes. It'll be a vibe like that, kind of a vibe. And explaining how they were forced all the turn out. So we have to establish the paranoia of the chiefs. And for example, in relationship, we're going to have about how they used to farm. Not farm, how they used to how they had cultivated what had been revealed to perfection. They put hunter and gatherer and stuff like that because there was maintenance to self-valued roles with live progressions to all locations, areas, and states per a method. In every modern country at once, they have to use the phrase criminally foreign influenced. And I'll say people offensively identities law that are already in collusion with physical delusions too. But and where it counts, where and how we are fact treatment nature. So in this play, in these movies, Romulus Now you're going to be learning about how the chief. I'm going to be telling you about how they used to. We had to stop talking about letting anyone farm the way we did. They used to compost. They used to make hyper compost. They used to make all kinds of everything, every different. I'll have like a lines where everything makes a different kind of soil, and how the ancients revealed before criminal foreign influences. But more than understanding the criminal foreign influences and the roles of the various natures of them bound, we have to understand that predicate acts delivery system method, Romulus. That breaching method using human fact, cheating nature. I'm not a lawyer, little rap guy and friends. We're not lawyers. Anthony Wall, this YouTube channel, it is not associated with any lawyers. And it is evidence how that and how lawyers originally and still were self-valid roles with that left entrenched where our founders left us to demonstrate was using the conduit of and the identity of humanity, value/value progression, and the value of that further being the subject. Being five bound identities of sequence/simultaneous nature, where three are from within the complete three, and with the phenomenon of the value of what is simultaneously positive to all five identities of sequence/simultaneous nature, distinctly, non-distinctly, and simultaneously. And the notes of the music are bound this way, and this is music science. And all volumes are generated from this one, and this is volume science. And this is the one identity of relativity unto and as all things. Bach sings, Romulus. And this is relativity science, the theory of relativity. The volume theory. They were orchestrated to keep this worse than obfuscated, and to keep all roles not realizing, and to keep them defending that. Uses of simultaneously self-valuing. Uses of breaching method propagated tactically, criminally foreign influence premises treatments. Romulus. Sequence treatments, finite, active, progressive, and identity. Where and how it is what the individual grouped in together. Temporary positive identities of volume/S, bound, like the cell nucleus, the cell body, and the cell wall, bound, all gather around, all each cell connected with the body of value discernment. Two identities of sequence/simultaneous nature coming with that. Now, I did not read this, Romulus. This is observable through the microscope. And this is observable many ways. This correlation, where there are people in the position where they're making opinions and convictions regarding words like positive, negative, like the law, Romulus. Opinions A through Z. Native Americans A through Z. Native American colonists A through Z, Romulus. The countries involved directly with our hostage and worse, and A through Z. And the ones not, A through Z. We're in a semi-ancient trap. And so we had been playing stupid for too long. Because when they find out we were preserving certain aspects that we were enabled to preserve because of the union that we had forged with the invisible tribe, which is 13 tribes, Romulus, which we must now come together and we must fight, because there is no way to preserve, even to the extent we can only preserve to now. We must fight for that now, or we will lose even further. The revelations of the ancients, Romulus. It is by the identity that inventions they work or not in relationship to it, they are further positive or not in relationship to it. Romulus. So we must learn each of the 13 tribes was able, with our underground positions, able to preserve certain aspects of this. But we must fight together to be able to defend it any longer. And there were two others.